This is Colin Smith, the fabulous, talented, one and only, who actually joins me for the song Say Something while I perform it on stage. Can't always have a great big world join me, and he does an awesome job at it. And also joined by Stanley on the drums in the back there, who has a big cymbal crescendo moment in the song. It's a really big moment. But no, in general, this is a piano ballad, so making sure the throats are clear because you can hear everything. It's such a naked song. And we're gonna give it a try here and get into sort of our rehearsal process. I think one of the things Colin and I try to do is, eye contact is very important to sort of try and engage, like, okay, what's your next move? We try, it's reading with the eyes, sort of, and trying to figure out, okay, the next move, but also working with someone who has just a good ear and a good sense of timing anyway, which Colin does. But it's all in delivery. It's a conversation. And so, if the two of us are not falling tempo-wise, you gently, approach it and be like, okay, on this line, I'm still learning to love. Maybe the approach at still, there's so many ways to end that. So if we're doing our own independent thing, maybe somebody's doing, I'm still learning to love. Maybe it's an ad lib, or maybe we want to do it. Maybe he would be doing that, and I would say, okay, why don't we both try? I'm still learning to love. Like drop off of it, so we're both ending on that same timing. It's a conversation, and it's something that if you approach it in a non-stressful way, nobody likes to be criticized, and nobody wants to feel like somebody's better than the other person. It should feel like an equal playing field and a love. It's a communication, and it's creating something magical together, for people to enjoy. So it should never be an ego thing. I love collaborating with people. I love duetting with people and having a good time and sharing this thing that we love to do called music. So it should have a good energy to it. If it doesn't, those are the people that I probably am like, probably not going to do a duet with that person again, because it should have a fun energy and a positive, feel to it. And when things become too much of a weird competition, that's not fun. I like to have a good time and be in support of the person I'm working with, and vice versa. So let's get into it and give a little example. But you'll see as the song begins, it's very still. It's like allow yourself. It allows you a breathing room, yes, and sensibility to get into the song. So. And you want to rely on your piano player too to have a good sense of time.
Say something, I'm giving up on you. I'll be the one if you want me to. Anywhere I would have followed you. Say something, I'm giving up on you. And
the contact, so you want to make your contact. 1 second. Yeah, raise my mic a little bit in volume. Do you need anything on your end?
No.
Okay, I need my mic raised a tiny bit in volume because this song is so soft. Another good point to remember when going in and duetting with someone is making sure both of your volumes are blending together and you're comfortable. With this particular song, it's interesting. I actually I cover Led Zeppelin with you. And that's more of like a hard rock, and we're screaming and like just having fun with it and letting loose. So you just want to make sure your volume is pretty level. And it's interesting because opposite to that kind of an energy, Say Something is sung so quietly and so small that you really want to make sure that both of you are being heard at the same level. So always make sure your mic levels prior to going into a situation like this are right, or else somebody is not going to get heard, and the balance and sound of what you're trying to accomplish is not going to be accomplished. obviously, Colin and I didn't write the song together, but it's a learned record, and so already having existed, when you sit down together, you sort of have that reference to go by. So sort of learning the song, listening to it over and over again. You also want to try, recording what it sounds like, because what it might sound like to other people, or in a playback situation after rehearsal, you might be like, oh, wait, I didn't know it sounded like that. Like maybe I want to fix or tweak a certain line or something. It's always good to listen back. I always, after every rehearsals that I have my musical director, Rob, make sure the whole band and everything is recorded. I get an instrumental version so that I have the freedom to sing along and practice on my own. Without everybody, and I'll also want, sort of sometimes a vocal reference of what I did, so that maybe it was great take and I can remember it, or I don't like it and I know that I want to do something else. So it's always a good thing to sort of have that reference for yourself, and even in a recording studio situation, sometimes even a pitch or something like that, you're feeling it, you're in the moment, and sometimes it's like, really, that was pitchy? But then you listen to it back and you're like, okay, I hear that, I was a little under, even a hair under could make all the difference. And so just fine-tuning your pitch and your timing, and seeing how you match up in a playback is a great way to keep yourself in check with all of those factors. An interesting note about Say Something is that, you really have to have an innate sense of timing for this song and be able to go truly by ear and a gut feeling, because all you have to go by is the piano and that chord that simply is dun, dun. It's very still, and it's almost hypnotic in a way. You sort of have to almost get in this trance with it. So you have this inner sense of the tempo, because you have no drums in this song. You have no sense of, okay, there's really nothing else to go by. So Derek, yesterday, he had a great natural feel. I loved what Derek was doing, just sort of in his natural approach. He just was having a good time, living for music and all of that. But when you get to a song like this, like Say Something, whenever timing is such a factor, that was something that I could tell needed a little rehearsal time. And I didn't have time to go through every step, but something that he might want to note in the future when trying to enter a song like this is your timing is everything. And that's why I was giving the example while we were singing the song. Do I do this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 while I'm on stage singing it? No. But this is something that you can help yourself in rehearsal, so you have that memory of it in your mind. There's 1, 2, 3, 1. And that's something that I think in going back, every singer should sort of find their inner metronome to figure out, dun, dun, dun. Where's the timing? And in this one, to me, in my head, I'm going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drop. Say something, that there's certain downbeats that are silent. Rob, this song is in 6/8. This song is in 6/8. I don't know what that means, because I didn't come up as a technically trained singer. To me, it's about, okay, in my head, how do I break this down to make sense for me? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, dun, dun. Dun, goes the piano, dun. And that's how I 1, 2, 3. That's how I'm keeping time in my head. So I don't have all the technical answers, but again, you're gonna find other methods that work for you in how to keep your time. And that's why technicalities don't mean so much to me as a feeling, but knowing how to keep yourself in check with timing is crucial to your performance.